Chapter Medicare. They're amazing. It's free, one-on-one, personalized Medicare help. They're helping those of you in this community every single day. It's really, really cool. Again, write the phone number down, take a picture, take a screenshot. Phone number, 844-731-4987. There you go. It's incredible stuff. They're going to help you with your Medicare. All right, anyway. Let's just put it up now. Let's put this article up here now. Let me explain exactly what you need to know on this. All right. So again, we knew that this was coming. All right. So a couple, I don't know, maybe I'm going to say 2.5 weeks ago or so, give or take a little bit, Bernie Sanders was out in this little video. In fact, I had a video out maybe like 2-ish weeks ago. I had a video out featuring a portion of the clip of Bernie Sanders speaking. He was talking about AI, talking about how it was built off the back of humanity. Essentially, all of our knowledge, all of our experience, everything that we know is basically an accumulation within AI, okay? So anyway, he's basically saying because it was built off the back of the American people and off of humanity as a whole, well, we should also profit in some of that upside as well. So anyway, long story short, he introduced, again, maybe like 2.5 weeks ago or so, give or take a little, he talked about the introduction of the American AI Sovereign Wealth Fund Act. And again, in that video, maybe 2 weeks ago or so, I had that video clip of him speaking, and then he said he was going to be introducing it. Well, sure enough, again, he did, and I brought you that live stream literally moments after he introduced it. I was out in a live stream, again, maybe 10-ish days ago or so, give or take a little. But anyway, here's more of the information on this. So again, the name of it, if you want to look it up, if you want to do your own research, again, American AI Sovereign Wealth Fund Act, introduced and brought up by socialist Bernie Sanders. Independent Bernie Sanders. Sorry, did I say socialist? Well, basically what it is. Again, love it or hate him, doesn't really matter. I'm just saying this, just saying what it is, right? This is literally what it is. So anyway, not saying it's bad, not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's what it is, okay? But anyway, so what he wants to do is basically implement a 50% tax on all of these large AI companies, okay? Now, the 50% tax would not be like, oh, they're going to cut a check to the government or this sovereign wealth fund. No, but rather, they would basically give up 50% of their stock. So it'd be a payment in stock, okay? So point being is that the 50% payment in stock would go into this sovereign wealth fund. Okay, so then the stock would sit there and it would obviously appreciate. It would appreciate in value as these large AI companies continue to build out and they grow and their value of their stock increases. Therefore, the value of that stock in the sovereign wealth fund would also appreciate substantially. Well, then, according to what he's suggesting, this would accumulate about $7 trillion over about a 10-year period of time. Well, then, off the back of all this money sitting in this sovereign wealth fund, they would be able to pay out about a 5% dividend per year. A 5% dividend per year would yield about a $1,000 check per person every single year. So this would not be weekly, it would not be monthly, it would not be quarterly, it would not be semi-annual, but one time per year, everybody, would get about a $1,000 dividend payment off the back of this sovereign wealth fund. Now, in that live stream that I had out, again, maybe 10-ish days or so ago, I talked about the Permanent Oil Dividend Fund, which is in Alaska. Okay, now many of us are very aware of this. We've probably heard about it at some point, but residents of Alaska get a payment every single year from the Permanent Oil Dividend Fund, which is basically like their sovereign wealth fund in the state of Alaska, off the back of the profitability of oil production and sales in Alaska. The residents of Alaska get a dividend every year, about $1,300. Again, it's different all the time, changes every single year. Okay, so I'm not saying it's the same every single time. It's not. It's about $1,300. Same situation here, and I like to give that example because it's something that we can all kind of relate to. Like, oh yeah, I think I've heard of that thing. Yeah, it is something. Okay, so anyway, that's exactly what they want to do here, according to Bernie Sanders. And basically, it's an AI sovereign wealth fund. I mean, obviously, based on the name, American AI Sovereign Wealth Fund Act is the name of the legislation. So anyway, that's exactly what this is. Now, some of the questions I've received that I just want to hammer out really quickly here, and again, I'm going to be fair, I did answer these in the live stream, okay? So just want to let you know that I did answer these. I said, I anticipate that I'll see these questions, and sure enough, I've been seeing these questions coming in. All right, did it pass? No, it did not pass. When will we get it? Good question. Nobody knows. We don't know when we're going to get it. Why? Because it hasn't passed yet, okay? How much will it be? $1,000-ish dollars. I mean, that's what they indicated, about $1,000. How quickly would we get it after it passes? Well, that's a really good question. I mean, I have that question as well. We don't know the answer to that. I'm going to be 100% fair with you. I don't know. But here's the thing. Let's just say that this legislation passes. Okay, I'm just saying, in theory, let's just say that it passes. Okay, fine. Well, then it's going to take time for them to accumulate this 50% tax on stock, or in stock, I should say, to go into the sovereign wealth fund. Do they pay out a dividend immediately? Probably not. I'm going to be fair. It'd probably be a year or so until they would pay out a dividend on this. So I'm just saying it may be a little longer than anticipated. Okay. Now, what about Social Security? Would you be included? There's no reason that you wouldn't be included. It says everyone would get $1,000 out of this dividend. And again, it could be $1,016. It could be $1,128. It could be $941. It could be $1,272. Again, I'm just making up numbers, and that's on purpose because they're saying about $1,000. A 5% dividend would be different every single year based on essentially the value of that sovereign wealth fund. Whatever that value is, if they're going to peg a 5% dividend, it depends. It depends on what that's going to be. So as far as the amount, but they're basically rounding and saying about $1,000. That's going to fluctuate, just like the permanent oil dividend in Alaska. That fluctuates every year. Same thing here. This would also fluctuate. It would go up, it would go down, but generally it would probably trend higher, just simply off the back of the profitability of these AI